Hello, dear traders. How is everyone doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Right, so I think I should be audible now, and I think my sound is clear. Everything is fine. Today is the 29th of April 2024, and we are about to start our trading session today. So as always, and on Mondays we talk about markets, we talk about market updates, what's going on, what's moving the markets, what are the main news, and I will be very happy if you shared some recent news in our chat, which is right next to the webinar window. So feel free to share your ideas, your questions. Uh, and I am as always, I'm very happy to answer them because I value your feedback, I value your insights into the markets, and we are basically all working together. So some people have impression that we as traders, we are all fighting against one another. Well, in reality, it's a little, the truth is somewhat in the middle. And in fact, we compete, yes, we do compete with one another in a certain way, but we also compete with big traders. So basically, these big, huge market traders, which are often referred to as makers, these are the real whales, the real big traders who actually push markets and make markets go up and or go down. So it's not our relatively small deposits that make markets move. It's the open. It's done. So all these market moves are done by big traders, by all these big monsters with tons of cash, tons of influence, and billions, multi-billions, and maybe sometimes trillions of money sitting in their portfolios. Now, all right. So, first of all, hello, hello, good morning. Uh, they should make broadcast in Spanish. Well, in fact, we do broadcast in Spanish and in Portuguese. And if you search on YouTube, OLYMP TRADE Latin America or OLYMP TRADE para Brasileiros, that is how you are going to find our channels, which are broadcast in once again Portuguese and Spanish. So yes, we do provide a lot of educational and practical material where you can learn how to trade, where you can exchange some ideas. And also don't forget that if your service level is advanced, so my current service level is expert, so I'm entitled to get up to 4 trading consultations per month. This is a part of my status, the system of privileges, or the system of statuses. So we have starter, advanced, and expert statuses on the platform. And when your actual level is expert, you can get up to 4 consultations per month with our experienced traders who basically share, their knowledge about markets. You can also have like a small talk with them, discuss your trading psychology, or, I mean, generally speaking, you just have someone to talk to who is also in the markets, right? Because oftentimes we try to discuss markets with our friends, with our relatives, but all this is basically doesn't really get you anywhere because your friends, your relatives, your colleagues, your fellow colleagues, I don't know, like no matter how you love them, how well you go along, they usually don't know much about trading, and it's like consulting how to, create a computer, how to program. You don't really consult it. You don't really talk about programming or like any other thing with your family members because unless you are unless you are a family of traders or a family of say programmers, then yes, basically that's all you're going to discuss during your dinner at your dinner table. Right. So. The question is this, sir. I wanted to know how our purchases affect the market, as if I trade in demo, I earn profits, and if I try with real money, I make losses. So once again, I think I sort of foresaw your question, and I already started answering this. So here's the thing: there are big traders on the market, which are I call them the whales or market movers, market makers. So these are the real, actual traders who make markets, like move, and they have enough of capital. To make any kind of progress with the markets, right? So unless if you have small, like relatively small deposits, then you are not able to influence the price. And me, even with my say $100,000 sitting in this account, even if I made the one-time purchase, I cannot. I would that would give me say two coins of Bitcoin, so basically two Bitcoins, right? I cannot really move. I cannot really affect prices this much. But we have traders and traders with, as I said, billions and trillions of money, and these are the people. They trade Tesla stock, they trade gold, they trade cryptocurrencies nowadays, and with their purchases or with their short sales or like with their transactions, with their trades, they can influence the market. So, for example, this is a very obvious, a very lucid example here. So we have gold, and as you can see, gold went up from 2100 or even 2000 before, right? It was trading just in February, I think it was trading near $2,000 per troy ounce. Now it's trading at around 2300, so 2300. And at some point of time, it was reaching the $2,400 mark, and it even managed to break above this mark for a very short period of time, and that was not successful. So the price couldn't hold on to its gains, price couldn't stay above this level, and this means that there was a big seller on this level, right? So we call them big sellers or big buyers. So basically these are some traders. So usually it's not a trader, right? It's more like a hedge fund where you have a big number of traders, like a large number of people who trade with companies' money, and they invest. They don't open trades for 1 minute, for 15 seconds, for 10 seconds, something like that. No, they open trades with a duration, right? They have this horizon of forecasting, which is at least a few months. So usually they, even though they might still open some trades from time to time, some maybe 1 week trades, maybe 2 week trades, but usually they invest for long term, and they invest for years ahead to come. And for example, they invest in gold. Do they care about these small fluctuations in price? No, they don't care at all, because they know that, well, I mean, it's kind of a very widespread, there's widespread consensus that gold, say in 2-3 years, will be trading near $3,000 per troy ounce. I mean, like given the fact how much money is currently circulating in the economy, this money has to be absorbed by something. This money has to go somewhere. So this money now went to Bitcoin, it went to cryptocurrency markets, it went to the stock market, it went towards gold. So all these assets are currently accumulating all these huge amounts of money that have been printed before by many government entities. So the Federal Reserve, central banks of various countries, they were all printing a lot of money, and now this money is going somewhere. So, for example, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they have accumulated probably a few hundred billion dollars that have been sitting there. So, because right now, here the market capitalization, when it was trading at around 2100, 2500, so the market capitalization was somewhere around probably like what was that, like $500 billion. Now it's around 1.3 trillion. So you can count you can do the maths yourself and see how much of that money actually went into Bitcoin and into cryptocurrencies. So basically, the money has to go somewhere. So now the money went, all this money that had been printed before, it went into real estate, cryptocurrencies, and now the recent one is gold and silver, because you can see how high they are currently at right now. So gold, for a long time, gold couldn't break above 2000. So $2,000 used to be a very strong resistance level, and that was also a psychological level. So price couldn't break above that level. Now, as you can see, we are trading near 2300. So eventually gold managed to break above 2000. It stayed there for almost 2 months, and then once everyone started thinking that, all right, so gold will finally go down, there was this so-called false breakout or breakdown pattern. So false breakdown, false break, and boom, price surges towards 2400. And people make trillions of dollars with that. I know, like billions, trillions. It's amazing. Can you teach us to trade on Crash STM? All right, this is not really the main topic of today's conversation, but maybe if I have time, I will talk about that. So, what shall we talk about? Let me answer a few questions from the chat. How to read charts efficiently? How to read charts effectively? Well, there are multiple technologies, multiple ways how you can do that. I cannot simply like reply this, explain this in just 1 or 2 words. Basically, it's a long process, and you need time, you need to learn how to do that. So it takes time. I can give you some. Well, I mean, every week during my consultations, during my seminars, I show various patterns. For example, this one with gold, like you have this multiple top. So start with something simple. So for example, learn how levels of support and resistance work. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, there aren't many serious shortcuts in this journey. You really need to spend some time. You need to spend time looking at charts, examining charts, noticing how charts react to various situations on the market, how fundamental analysis plays out with in connection with technical analysis. So that is the only way. That's the only way how you can learn. So one pattern at a time. So don't try to sort of comprehend everything in one take. Just instead focus on like, oh wow, look, for example, this pattern, SMA 50. So SMA 50 is a very strong tool, and as you can see, once Bitcoin was able to break above this 50 SMA here, that was when in October last year, and afterwards, so the price managed to stay. There was a retest, so price breaks above this SMA 50, the 50 SMA, then the price goes back, price went back, fell back towards this level. That is called a retest, and this breakout was confirmed because the price couldn't go below this 50 SMA. And I spend a lot of time just looking at charts. I apply various indicators. For example, I almost always have the 200 SMA and the 50 SMA applied to the chart, and I see what happens. So you see this breakout, this candlestick closes above the 200 SMA, and then for 1, 2, 3 days we are able to stay above, and then we have this trend acceleration phase when finally Bitcoin was able to break above 30,000, then so 35,000 was near, and then boom, we had this uptrend. So then we broke below this 50 SMA for a short time. Then there was this period of uncertainty, and then finally price continued surging. And now we are at a very interesting point of time, because the price couldn't hold on to its gains. The price of Bitcoin couldn't stay above the 50 SMA, and currently everything is looking at that we might see an accelerated drop towards maybe even 50,000. Well, this seems like not many people would believe that Bitcoin can drop. I mean, like many people wish that Bitcoin drops towards these levels, because so many people want to buy Bitcoin. They wish they had bought it while it was trading at around 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. So everyone is waiting for this opportunity, and it is a very tricky moment of time right now, because so many people are kind of greedy, and they wish Bitcoin drops. And technically speaking, everything looks as if Bitcoin was about to fall in price, but at the same time, fundamentally speaking, from what I see on the charts, from what I see on the news, it doesn't seem that many people are willing to sell their Bitcoins, even if they are having huge profits right now. So even though but nonetheless, so the 50 SMA can suggest wonderful entry points, especially if you are a day trader or a swing trader. So you don't invest for months and years, but you invest for hours and days. And for example, this pattern here was a very beautiful pattern. You definitely could have exploited this pattern. I should have opened a downwards trade from here, because that was such a clear mark by the price that the 50 SMA was there, and it plays a very important major role in Bitcoin's movement. Now, what is gonna happen next? So I don't know right now. Everything, I think that now Bitcoin wants to kind of go upwards, because I see that whenever it drops, it doesn't stay there for a long time, because you can see these shadows, and then immediately they are bought out, and price just reverses. So this seems like a very interesting pattern for which is called positions accumulation. So this looks as if traders, so especially namely those big ones that I keep talking about, that they are accumulating their positions, and so they are one day they wanna push the Bitcoin price to the moon, and they still why we are not seeing a quick rise in Bitcoin price, because it looks as if they still haven't accumulated their positions, and everyone wants Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies to continue rising, but they haven't accumulated the desired positions. And as I said in the beginning of this webinar, that these traders, they are never in a rush. They are never in a hurry. So they don't think about what's going to happen with my position in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 1 hour, in 1 day, in 1 week. No, they think, they accumulate positions that they plan on holding for months and years to come. So right now there is this widespread consensus, at least that's what they tell the public, that Bitcoin one day will reach $100,000 per coin, and probably 200,000. So many people are waiting for this moment, and these big traders, they can diversify their portfolio. They can invest a little bit in Ethereum. They can buy brands. They also invest in gold, And for them, given the size of their positions, like trillions of dollars, like hundreds of billions, they can afford, they actually can afford, to sit and wait. They are not in a hurry. And if they gain, for example, if they make 10% plus 10% plus 15% on their profits in 1 year, that is considered a great success for them. And they show their shareholders that, hey, this year we've made another $1 trillion. This is this should give you an idea like what's going on in these traders' mind, in their head. All right, I'm sorry that it took me quite a long time to explain this, but this, I can teach you like 5-second trades. Yes, let me go ahead. Let me check our chat. What is happening in our chat? So Crash STM, right? You asked me about Crash STM. You asked me about. So let's do some quicker trades, right? So since you asked me about 5-second trades, but since this is going to be just for demonstration of this strategy, I will not use big amounts of trades. I am going to use relatively small amounts, like $1, the minimum one, just to give you an idea how you can trade. So I actually have two ways how to trade with Quickler. The first one is this resistance pattern when the price goes towards. Okay, so let's see. I have two entry points, right? So when we are overbought on the RSI indicator, when the price goes above 70, that's when you want to open down trades. So as you can see here, it worked out well. The same here, and this rule can be applied to down trades. When we are oversold, we can also open up trades. So this is how you analyze charts. And also the second pattern would be support and resistance with the 50 SMA. So right now we were trading below, and boom, I make profit. But I have to remind to you that 5-second trades is probably the most unpredictable time for trading duration, because you cannot. So out of these 5 seconds to open a trade, 1 second of time goes to actually opening the trade. So by the time you open trades, the price might have already changed. So I was aiming to open a trade here, and instead my trade opened here. Nonetheless, I made profit, but still. All right, so once the price reaches, yes, the price is near the 50 SMA, the 200, and that is the resistance level. All right. So now I'm looking at, which one I'm looking at? Either the RSI or the 50 SMA, the blue one. Let's see which is going to happen first. All right. Price goes towards. Okay, I make profit. All right. Confusion. Now, all right. So open down trades. Okay, we are oversold with the RSI. We open upwards trades. All right, profit. Again, oversold, open up trades. Guys, this kind of trading is very, very difficult, and you have to stay really, really focused. You cannot just, like sort of blink your eye. It's like you don't blink your eye, you just stare at the chart in this strategy. Right, so we are, oh my God, so it's happening so fast that all right, so we were trading above, but now I'm ready to open all right, so shall I open down trades? Yes. Okay, we are oversold, open up trades. So in this combination, in this strategy, I'm using basically two indicators, right? So the RSI indicator and two simple moving averages. All right, oversold again, open up trades. Will this work? No, it doesn't work this time. All right, again oversold. and again oversold. Okay, so unfortunately now counter trend trades don't go well. So right, I take a short break. I take a say 30-second, 1 minute break before, and now I'm ready to open down trades because we are trading so close now to the 200 SMA. And okay, that was close. Right, now it's a little bit of confusion time, so I don't know which direction to choose because the price is kind of stuck in between these two lines. And then okay, open up trade. All right, so this is confusion moment. And so see, here's the deal. So before I had this like almost all green sequence, and then it kind of goes red. So and then I look at my forex trades and I see this kind of profits where I don't have to do anything, and here I have to stress out so much and like focus on trading so much. That is why every Monday I talk more about, I focus more on forex trades and forex ideas rather than quickly. So I mean, having this strategy with the 200 SMA and 50 SMA is much better than having nothing at all, having no strategy, no indicators. But even with these indicators, I would still say that uh, it's still kind of unpredictable, like what's gonna happen with prices, because I mean it's just a very quick kind of trading. But try using this strategy, and maybe it will work. So this is something that I can, for example, share with you today. As I said, I cannot. We just don't have time for like many strategies, many indicators right now. But we can start with something small. So as I said, how do you become good at trading? Is you start learning strategies, patterns, one pattern at a time. You don't try to like sort of learn everything in one bite. I don't know how they say it in your language. In every language, I guess we have different expressions for that. But the point is this: yeah, you want to try and open various strategies, various patterns. So for example, you try, you look at the Nasdaq indicator, at the Nasdaq chart, for example, and you try and kind of see what happens if Nasdaq drops, what happens if Nasdaq goes up in price, like what's happening with it. So does it like when it's above the 50 SMA, does it grow, or does it usually go down? So all these little things, they basically make up your trading strategy. So you start with one pattern, and then you start adding up more and more and more and more patterns. So that's how much you basically learn how to trade. So yes, let me see some interesting comment here. I don't think it's a good idea to trade just by reading the RSI overbought and oversold levels. I think it's better to trade based on moving average crossovers. Right. This is your opinion, and I totally respect your opinion. And the idea is that here in our webinars, what we try to do every time is we try to give you some food for thought. So we give you some certain trading strategies, maybe separate indicators, maybe levels, maybe something else. So each time we try to give you something, and then you can decide for yourself, how are you going to use it? Maybe you can maybe you would combine it with a few more simple averages. Maybe you would combine it with some oscillator, some the Bollinger Bands. So or maybe you just take it and as I showed it and you notice some other patterns. So trading is all about patterns. It's a system of patterns that repeat themselves over and over and over on charts, and you can use them to your advantage. That is pretty much the idea of trading. All right. Please, can you tell us about this week's earnings calendar and major trading ideas for this week? Lastly, what's your trading advice for the USD JPY? All right, so let's have a look at the USD JPY chart. So USD JPY. So this is a very interesting chart, and as you can see right now, we are trading above 155 now, right? So we had a lot of volatility on, here it is, on Friday. So on Friday, the price managed, let's open not FTT because it has this USD JPY. But let's do it, let's open it on Forex. All right. Right, so as you can see, we broke towards 160. Wow, yeah, it's a huge breakout, right? There was this level. What's going to happen next? So the Central Bank of Japan started their interventions on Friday. Finally, because the price they saw what was happening and they couldn't, like sit any longer. They had to act. Now they started selling US dollars and they brought the price downwards. So I still think that the price will go up because usually such strong trends are not broken in one day. But I think there will be so much volatility that I just simply recommend to keep your stop losses relatively short. And if you remember my webinars, even here, almost every day for at least 2-3 times, I spoke about this level because this level was so obvious. Like first it was 150, 151, then this breakout followed on the 10th of April, and ever since then we had this other one, 155, and then we saw this breakout towards 160. Everything I'm talking here is you can see this on charts. You can use these trading ideas. You can follow my trading ideas. Most of them work pretty well, and the only question is how and where you put your stop loss, so that, because I always recommend to use a stop loss. It's much better to sort of get kicked out of the trade by a stop loss for a few times, re-enter for the third time, and then finally catch that that big move. That's just probably one final piece of advice for today. Yes, OLYMP trade is real. Can we expect marathons? I hope that we'll conduct a marathon in June. Unfortunately, it took us longer for preparation because we wanted to make some big event, and we ended up spending a lot of time, wasting a lot of time for preparation. And then we just finally didn't launch our stream, so I apologize for not having conducted marathons already. All right, guys, this is it for today. I want to wish you a wonderful trading week. This is a relatively short week in Europe, but in the United States, it is the non-farm payrolls week. And also on Wednesday, we have some FOMC statements coming up. And I wish you wonderful results. So learn something, and don't forget to prepare your questions for next Monday session. So I will see you soon. Have a wonderful